saying that after his win over Andy Ruiz, but it looks like we got our first guest, Spencer Fearon, on. Spence, so you know camera today? You chilling in the shadow round?
Nah, he's on.
That's man. I know how to work this bloody thing. There you
Okay.
go.
No, you're working.
On? Is off? Is on?
It is on now. It is on now. We see you. So, Spence, man, how are you? Good afternoon to you in the UK. Are you in the UK or are you in Dubai? Where you at?
I'm back. I'm in a government hotel, self-quarantining. If you fly back from Dubai, you got to do 10 days in a government hotel.
Man.
So I'm in my room in a government hotel just off the motorway 4, the M4, and this is the things that we got to do for the love of the game, my friend.
Yeah, man. I hope the foundation is picking up. I hope MTK Global's picking up that tab, because I hear it's like 2,000 pounds for you guys, right?
Yeah, it's 1750. So yeah, near enough $2,000.
Wow. For the love of the sport, you got to quarantine and pay a bill just to do your job. But Spence, man, talking about your job, I mean, anybody that knows you make very good predictions. You're usually spot on, and you usually record them and post them so people know. That being said, Mike Tyson made a few predictions on Instagram and went on to say that the Anthony Joshua may be a bigger puncher than Wilder, but he's definitely not a faster puncher than Wilder, and he believes that Tyson Fury will just be too elusive and AJ probably won't be able to hit him. I know you obviously think differently. I know you're very high on Anthony Joshua, but can he actually beat Tyson Fury, or is Tyson Fury, like Mike Tyson said, too elusive?
Listen to me. I was having this conversation earlier today with who's a kid from Smoky Boxing Podcast. I was having this exact same conversation. Like, Tyson Fury is a traveler, and the thing with travelers is quite simple, that they are immersed in boxing. So he's been immersed in boxing way longer than anything to do with Anthony Joshua. But what Anthony Joshua has is a raw ruggedness to him, or to his fighting prowess, which, if it's time to bite down on a gumshoe and get down and dirty, I believe that Anthony Joshua could actually do that. But he has to surpass the skills of Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury has been boxing ever since he's coming out of his mother's womb. So therefore, you're dealing with a serious entity, and Tyson Fury has a higher IQ.
And what did you think of AJ's last fight? Was there any moment in that Kubrat Pulev fight where you thought, he might have took some rounds off or a round off?
No, not necessarily. Well, you say like take a round off. This is the crazy thing, is this: in boxing, you can never take a round off. Yes, right? Yes. This is just how this thing goes. How can you take a round off? You're still in a fight. So that round, you're not taking a round off. You take a round off if you lose a round and you say, well, I was just trying to conserve energy. I don't think, like with Anthony Joshua, that he actually took a round off. What we could say is like maybe he took his foot off the gas, not to, he's a big dude. Physically, he's a big dude. And muscle mass takes a lot of oxygen. So therefore, maybe he thought like, right, I'm just going to conserve energy. But I wouldn't turn around and say that Anthony Joshua actually took a round off in that Pulev fight. I was very impressed with Anthony Joshua in that Pulev fight, to tell you the truth, because you can see that he's working on things and he's actually bringing the things that he's working on into the game.
I mean, I felt differently. I felt after he almost went for the kill early and then it didn't really happen. I felt like he needed a few rounds to kind of...
He went for the kill early because my prediction was Anthony Joshua in 3 rounds. That was my prediction. Hard on the fighters, right? Myself and Babatunde Ajayi. I went hard with that prediction. And he had him got... if that fight was anywhere else, that fight would have been stopped in the 3rd round. And then I could have recorded that prediction and posted that one up as well.
But let me, good morning, Francis, Canada. What up? Wake up.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Oh, so Spencer, you good. Ain't gonna do your normal intro?
And also...
Bullet, big up yourself. Whether they're yard or they're abroad, big up your damn self. Shout out to my Lord, he saved for another one, man, because without him, none of this would be possible. You already know what it is, man. It's Francis, the praying mantis, all the way from Canada. Mr. Fearon, how you doing, sir? Good morning.
I'm blessed, bro. Even better for speaking to you. Like I'm saying, Francis, big up yourself. Like I'm saying, MTK Global look after everything for me. You know what I mean? Everything from my flights, everything. I don't have to do. You know what? I'm gonna show you something now. If I go find my wallet, where did I put my wallet? I don't know my wallet's in it. Right. I left out last week. The only sad thing is that I'm away from my kids. I miss my kids, man. I ain't gonna lie. I miss my children. Right. But I flew out. Sure. Can't find my wallet now. I don't know where I put my wallet. It's in there somewhere.
Can't find the wallet, man. Wallet, show up yourself.
Nah, it's in there somewhere. I don't know where. But my wallet's in there somewhere. But I'm saying, like, I flew out. I had £20 in my wallet. I get to Dubai. On Instagram, people know that I'm coming. So loads of people are, oh, you got to come here. I've got to get to eat. I've got to go do this. I've got to do that for you. But so the same money that I left the UK with, I come back to the UK with. And then you come back and it's a madness. Because like there's no direct flights from Dubai to London. You got to go. You got to do a connect. So I had to fly to Turkey, and then from Turkey fly back to the UK. But before going, you got to fill out a track and trace form. You got to give them a phone number so they can contact you. The government themselves contact you. And so if you fly in the red zone, Dubai is in the red zone. So it's in the red zone. When you go out to Dubai, when you're in Dubai, you got to take your COVID test out there, and you got to take another test 72 hours before you come back to the UK, and it has to be negative. So it's you got to have a PCR test, and it's got to be a negative PCR when you're coming back. Otherwise, they don't let you in the country.
Say that again.
And then you have to have a negative to be let back in the country. And then on top of that, the procedure, and I got to big up the lady on Turkish Airlines, a lady called Verna, because my forms were filled out wrong. And I had no chance of filling out these forms when I got to the airport. And this lady just said, don't worry, Mr. Fearon. I thought she knew who I was. I thought, maybe you're a boxing fan. No, she didn't know me. She took her time out, like 45 minutes, filled out all the things I had to pay for my PCR test when I come back into the UK and blah and everything else, which MTK Global have reimbursed me already. So when I mean like MTK Global look after me, they really do look after me. A lot of love for that company and the people up inside the company. So it was mad. So after you do that, then when you get, and I thought I was going to get away, I thought I could go home. Because what happens is, when I got to Turkey, Dave Diamante, the ring announcer.
Yeah.
Like, so me and Dave, we flew back to the UK together because he was in Uzbekistan. He covered a fight out there for Dazn. So we sat together on a journey back. Mad energies, right? So when I get back to London now, your passport details already logged. So they know that you've been into the red zone and they come and they collect you. So I thought I was going to get away with it. Like, they're going to let me go home. So if I go home, they've got my address. All I got to do is they come to your house, you submit your tests on your 2nd and the 8th day of your 10-day. But they said, nah, son, you got to come with us. And then they bring you, they collect your luggage, they put you on a bus, and then they drop off everyone.
3 days?
10 days, man.
See, I had 14-day quarantine. We had to stay 3 days at a government facilitated hotel. You know what I mean? When I flew back in from the U.S. Well, anytime you're coming back into Canada, because we on lockdown right now, they end international flights, it's the same thing. You got to do your PCR testing before you even get on the plane and before you get in the country, or else you ain't getting in. And then you got to do this mandatory test. If not, they come into the house to come collect you, man. No cap.
Yeah. And the thing about it is this, because they got your phone number. Yeah, they got your phone number on location, so you have to sign off a waiver. So they got your phone number, if you leave your address when you're meant to be on quarantine, in the UK, it's a £10,000 fine. What's that? That's what, $15,000?
And that's 10,000 in Canada. So we're on the same bill.
Yeah. They're not playing. But you know what? I'm saying I'm not even complaining about it because, like, in here, I've got my laptop. I'm good. You know what I mean? I've just finished watching Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm speaking to the Boxing Voice, my guys out there. I don't even know the other bro. Who's the other guy? Who's the Andy Ruiz looking guy? Who's this
guy? What's up, Spence, man? It's Alex.
That's what he get. Yo, we keep telling him to lose weight.
Yeah, man. Nah, these guys always messing with me, man.
What's your name, bro?
Alex Linez. They call me Doomsday on the show.
Doomsday, big up yourself, man. What, Doomsday's after the game, right?
Nah, actually, it's the name I caught on when I was an amateur. I was knocking guys out, so.
They call you Doomsday. Okay. Yeah. Whoa. Alex, big up yourself, man. So, like I'm saying, I'm just, you know what? I got to go to Dubai for 5 days. Even though I've got a home out there, so I've got a family house out there. But I'm saying I've got to go to Dubai. Don't say my family home. When I'm not there, I rent it out. So I got to go to Dubai. Unfortunately, Carl Frampton didn't get the win, right? Carl's my guy. I've known him when he just turned professional. He's a really cool guy. But you know what? Props to Jamel Herring because he's a lovely guy too. Like, I've never met Jamel Herring physically. And as soon as he met me, he's like, he just come hug me up and we had good little talks and nice guy, man. He does.
I mean, you picked against him. You picked against him.
Pardon me?
You picked against him.
Yeah, of course I did. Oh! Yeah, I did pick against him. But I'm telling you the reason why I picked against him. No, but if you go on the fight is right, I weren't too sure he was gonna win the fight. So I said I'm going with emotion. Let Carl Frampton go out and sail off into the sunset. And I'm tight with Jamie Moore as well. I'm really tight. Me and Jamie's good friends. Like, Jamie Moore is trainer, former British and European champion at junior middle. Jamie's my guy. We're very close. I'm very close to Jamie's mum and dad as well. They're good people. So it was that nostalgia. But like I'm saying, Jamel Herring is such a nice guy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's such a nice guy. And I'm a fan. He boxed really well. He boxed the orders. You know, I was really grateful to call the fights on ESPN Plus. So like when the fight was going on, like loads of guys from America were just sending me WhatsApp messages. Yeah, man, you're killing it out here, man. So I mean, like I said, I'm just grateful for doing my job, bro. I'm really grateful.
Mr. Knowledge, how do you feel about the situation with the WBO and Shakur Stevenson? Just to get your opinion on it, if you could.
Well, I could go into a story of that. You know, Jay Prince had conversation with one of the advisors to MTK Global because Shakur just relinquished his WBO crown down at 126 at feather, and he's moved up to 130. What was meant to happen is like straight away you are the mandatory challenger for the title. That's right. The rulings, right? Right. Very similar to September of 1991 when Chris Eubank relinquished his WBO middleweight crown and he moved up to super middleweight. They made him and Michael Watson the number 1 and number 2 to fight for the title because they just fought a really close fight. Chris Eubank got the win. A lot of people in the UK were complaining they had the rematch at super middleweight and straight away they were put in a slot. Anyway, I digress. I could show off about history. You know me, right? Anyway, so what happened was Shakur wanted a shot. A lovely human being, you know, like I spent a lot of time in Dubai. We took Jay Prince to Dubai. Was that this a year and a half ago now? We took him out to Dubai. So Jay Prince knows it's all love. Jay Prince. So they had the conversation thinking like Shakur was gonna go get the shot next because under the rulings. But the thing was, prior to the fight, Jamel Herring, who was signed to MTK Global as well, Jamel Herring boxed his mandatory. So now he can make a voluntary defense. So the fight was kind of made up for him and Carl. Then we were hit with a pandemic. And I think Carl got injured as well, so he got put back. And then Ahmed Siddiqui was the guy that pulled the money up, right? Ahmed Siddiqui pulled the money up to make the fight happen. So, and he said, we're going to have it in Dubai. And I'm telling you, the hospitality that you get in that country is unbenign. You ain't getting that nowhere else. It's mad love. And
yeah, Keyshawn Davis kind of told that too as well.
Now, Keyshawn's a good kid, man. What a nice kid. I have to props him. His mother, Wanda Davis, as well. Lovely lady. Ish, his team, good people, man. Good people. And it was all love. So it was like, I did my bit for his fight. And the props to the young man. Very, very talented kid. I've seen him a couple times in the amateurs. But to see him up in person, for somebody 22 years old, he's got an old fighter's head on him. How he puts there's no flash with him. You know what I mean? A lot of guys could be steak but no sizzle. But this guy's a full package, man. I'm telling you.
Nah,
he's gonna do things. I'm telling you, and I like the way. Cause I've just listened to your interview that you just did with him. You guys did with him.
Yeah, he's got a good head on his shoulders for sure.
Listen,
that kid is a
young
man. That kid is a he's ahead of his time, man. I cannot wait. That dude is like I can't even believe how well he answers things. How it just flows too. You could tell he's not trying. It's not rehearsed.
Calculated kid, man. I did an interview with him just after the fight on IFL as well. If you ain't seen it, go like and give that a thumbs up. I'm just saying the kid, he's gonna do things, man. But definitely. Like I'm saying, I just like when I see these little young talents coming through and all the rest of it, and how he's doing it. He's got some very, very smart heads around him advising him. I don't just think it's just him. He's got some very, very, very smart guys around him. So he's advising that. A lot of them they're keeping in the background, but they're letting the kid take his shine. But the kid deservedly takes his shine. He's a good kid, man. I also like the relationship that he's got with his mum. You know what I mean? And like his mum's good people as well. We had good conversations out in Dubai. Really, really good people, man.
Are we gonna see a lot more shows? Would you say out in Dubai in the next coming years with the way that
1,000,000%.
Side features starting to come forward?
1,000,000% you are. Like 1,000,000% that you are. It's like if you know anything about that guy Ahmed Siddiqui, yeah. What's it from D4G boxing? They're not into boxing. They're not boxing people per se. They may be fans, but not boxing people. But what they are, a very affluent family. They were like in 1950, before Dubai was Dubai. They were importing watches from there, so they own all of the watch subsidiaries that are in Dubai. So you want a watch, you have to go through them.
Yeah.
Like all the big watches, you know how you go. All the big watches and that, right? All the big watches, you got to go through them. So yeah, they've been running their business for a hot minute now. So what's that? 62 years they've been running their business. Sorry, 71 years. Sorry, my apologies.
So can I ask you a question, sir? As you said that they're into boxing, right? They're an affluent family. What drives them? Is it the production? Is it bringing entertainment to their people? Like what drives them to put on these events?
It's about being long term. That's the first ever world championship fight in Dubai, ever. And whereas they can do that, and they're thinking long term. So they're thinking, we could start this thing, and we're going to start this thing big. The Jamel Hill and Carl Frampton fight was such a good fight. It was a good fight. It was a good fight, man. I was there, like, take me out of the fact that I was working on the show as a fan. You'd think, yeah, that was a very, very good fight. Unfortunately, it was a result that I was looking for, but I can't begrudge Jamel Hill. Jamel Hill is bad, man. He's a very good fighter. Very good fighter. And I think like he's got a lot of stick in the past. So to see him go perform like that, and regardless who he's fighting, Carl Frampton could be 72 years old. They're still the best fighter on his career, on his resume that he's beaten.
Jamel, what did you think about the size difference, man? We talked about that. That was a like a difference that you could notice. Pretty much, a disparity of height, probably like 6 inches, and reach. And you picked Carl Frampton. Did you feel Carl Frampton had it to be on the inside?
I was picking Carl Frampton more to do with personal and emotional affiliation.
Oh, I get it. The underdog type of.
Just like you picking AJ over Tyson, right?
But the thing is, the bookie shops had the fight evens. So they had
Frampton on Thursday. They had Frampton as the favorite.
Okay, well then. But at the time when I looked at it, they had it even. So they weren't too sure who was going to win from who was going to win. So the performance that was put in, but I'm going to be real. When I saw Carl in the fight, there was no pop on his shots. You know what I mean? They were thudding, but there was no pop. Even when he cut Herring. When he cut Herring, I was kind of jumping for joy. Like, yeah. Cause you know how it goes. Me and Carl's cool. We're good. So I didn't want to see him get hurt. And I was gutted that he lost, but I cannot begrudge Jamal Herring because he's a beautiful human being. I cannot begrudge him one bit. And there was no.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say he definitely looked undersized in that fight. People normally say height doesn't matter, but man, it looked like he just couldn't reach Herring properly. You know, without having to sell out.
If I was, it's easy to speak after the fight, but I'm saying my game plan for Carl Frampton, even though me and Jamie Moore speak boxing a lot, would you got to get up close, you got to smash that body, especially when there's talk Jamal Herring, he's finding it difficult to make weight and all the rest of it. And there's certain things I was looking into. He didn't come into the country that early. I think he came in about 6 days before the fight. So I was looking at that, saying that's crazy because that's like a 12-hour flight or 17-hour flight, depends what way you're going. That's a long flight. So I'm watching that and I'm saying there's no way on earth that, and they say when you travel those distance,
it affects the body.
Yeah, of course it does, because you get jet lag, and they require that you take, for every hour in the air, that you spend 24 hours on the ground. So,
damn.
So that's what they say. You know what I mean? So we could have maybe a repeat of Lennox Lewis versus Hassan Rahman, when Lennox Lewis came in late to South Africa off that long ass flight out there when he fought Hassan Rahman and he got knocked out. So that could have been a situation when he gets knocked out with 5 rounds. So I look at that and say, ooh, maybe. But you know what? Fair play to Herring. Good fighter, man. Very, very good fighter. But we'll see, because I think his next defense would be against Shakur Stevenson.
I mean, he's vacating. You know that.
Yeah, no, because there's talk about him and
Oscar Valdez.
Fight, right?
Yeah,
he vacating, man. I seen a quote yesterday said he was vacating. That he said,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, he vacating. But you picking AJ, right?
Well, against Fury.
Yeah. Or you can't go against the grain.
As soon as the fight's, listen to me.
It's signed. It's announced. Don't backpedal. It's signed. It's announced. Let's go.
How can you tell me to backpedal? I don't backpedal for nobody. Now, when the fights is signed, I'm saying when the dates are there in front of us, they're gonna hear my opinion. Prior to that, no one ain't gonna hear my opinion on that fight.
Oh man, listen, I know his opinion. First of all, he's AJ's boy, but Fury's MTK, so he stuck. He between a rock and a hard place right now. That's what's going on.
Bro, I don't think you understand. Let me tell you this, yeah. Let me tell you this. Tyson Fury's my people as well. I want mine to know that Tyson Fury's my guy, right? But
he's an incredible boxer.
But you love AJ. We know that.
Yeah. Come on, you can't take away.
You got
Tyson
a special
Fury
love
is
for AJ.
ridiculously good.
Hell yeah. Like Mike Tyson said, he's too elusive for AJ. He's too elusive. You know it.
I personally Spence
feel
as AJ's going to be able to beat Fury.
Look what he did to Valine on the ropes. You know what I'm saying? That's modern day Mike Tyson. Modern day Ali shit.
Wait. One second. Let me just say this. Who the fuck is Valine?
What?
I knew he was going to say that.
So you telling me you see what he out here doing? You see what he out here doing? He's showing that he's definitely a top contender in the heavyweight division. That's what he's showing.
Who's the top contender in heavyweight? Who's the top contender in the heavyweight division?
I mean,
who? Wallin.
Yeah.
Against who? Who's he beating?
He beat Dominic Brazil last. He beat Travis Kaufman. He gave Tyson Fury a hell of a fight. What do you mean?
Wait. Dominic Brazil.
Yeah.
You know, Dominic Brazil is slower than Nelson's column, bro.
That's all right, but he only lost to Wilder and AJ, right? Now he lost.
I mean?
Now
Every
he lost
time
to
I see that guy, it's like he's punching underwater. And that's no disrespect to him. I like the dude. I was with him when he was here for the AJ fight. But let's just be real, man. Come on.
Yo,
Dominic Brazil ain't nothing.
He made it. He made it to 2 world title shots.
Let me tell you.
And to the Olympics.
Give Fabio Wardley 3 more fights. He'll beat Dominic Brazil.
Yo, Fabio Wardley has more natural athleticism.
Fabio Wardley, a guy who's had no amateur experience whatsoever, in 3 fights would beat Dominic Brazil.
Hey, listen, that's fine, but he didn't do what Dominic Brazil done.
So you can't be saying to me
he ain't done what Dominic Brazil done.
Something that's good.
He's not an Olympian.
Nothing that's good.
Fabio Wardley's not an Olympian, and he's not a 2-time world title challenger.
What does that mean? That don't mean nothing. Does that mean impress me?
Absolutely. He challenged for a world title twice. Bruh. He made it to the promised land twice. Bruh. That's skill and ability. You can't take that. He made it to the Olympics.
Listen,
Fabio Wardley ain't make it to the Olympics.
I'm not.
Fabio Wardley ain't make it to the Olympics.
Because he didn't go to the Olympics.
Because he couldn't go to the Olympics. He couldn't go.
He didn't even box amateur. Are you not listening to me? I'm telling you that a man that never even boxed amateur would beat Dominic Brazil.
Because he couldn't.
No. You see, now you're talking shit. Bro, you're winding me up. Man, don't come over to America and punch you in your mouth.
Come on, man.
You're talking shit now, man.
Come on.
You're talking absolute
If you could go to the Olympics, you'll go.
Listen to me.
If you can go, you would
I'm
go.
so happy to be speaking to you right now because you're in this quarantine hotel for 10 days, right? So I might just stick it on you now, my little round, what are you, Dominican? You're Dominican, right?
Yes.
Dominican.
Yes.
You're Dominican. Sorry, my apologies. You're Dominican, right? You're Dominican. Go give me some sugar dumplings, right? Listen to me, right?
I love my dad loves dumplings.
Bastard.
My dad loves dumplings.
I know you love dumplings.
My dad loves dumplings.
Okay, sorry. I would never right? But I'm just keeping this thing 100, right? I'm telling you now, just listen to me. Fabio Wardley never had no Olympics, no amateur, no national, no nothing. He boxed white collar shows. You know, like the shows that you're doing? Imagine you're doing one of those shows that you're doing. You're getting these white collar guys. You get a young kid on there. You put him on there and he fights a couple of those and shit, I want to turn pro. That's what this guy did.
Absolutely.
So I can't props Wallin for that because you don't understand. With Tyson Fury, the lower the opponent, if someone don't put fire in his belly, he don't turn up. Because these things, I'll beat you anyway.
Wallin put fire in his belly. Wallin put blood in his face.
And that was wowee. Because he didn't put the fire in his belly. Deontay Wilder put fire in Tyson Fury's belly. And we know Tyson Fury beat him twice. I
don't know about twice, man.
He didn't beat in the first fight?
Long count.
He didn't beat in the first fight?
Long count. Listen,
this is what I'm trying to say. You must have some form of dyscalculia because go look at the knockdown and then have a stopwatch with you, and as soon as Tyson Fury touches the canvas, press your stopwatch.
Listen,
the guy got up before 10.
I got a stopwatch.
This is not
for Fabio Wardley.
This is not Jack.
I got a stopwatch for Fabio Wardley, man.
Shut up, man.
I got a stopwatch for Fabio. I got a stopwatch for Fabio Wardley. I want MTK to put up the money for Jared Anderson, Fabio Wardley right now. Come on, bad man.
Jared Anderson.
Yeah.
Who, the WBA champion.
No, the prospect.
Who?
The prospect and the prospect killer. The Fabio Wardley killer.
You know that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen.
Because you don't want to allow it to happen. You don't want to allow it to happen.
But the thing, but listen to me. You have to understand. That's why you never promoted before. You understand?
Now he want to make it promoted.
Gotta be ready.
First he said Fabio Wardley could beat Dominic Brazil in 3 fights. First he said, but
that's what you ain't promoted before.
But
you're gonna promote your mouth. But I'm trying to tell you now.
But hear me out.
That's why you ain't promoted before.
You told me
because you build talent.
All right.
You told me Fabio Wardley. You told me
You
Fabio
build
Wardley
talent,
beats.
bruv. That's what you do.
Beats Dominic. I'm saying Jared stops Wardley right now. You seen that right hand Eric Molina hit him with? Jared stops him right now.
You want to play rough?
Listen to me.
Okay.
Listen to me. You ain't listen to me.
I'm listening.
You're deflecting. I'm not talking about Wardley fighting that guy there. That guy ain't a good fight, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
He's a good fight. I cannot. He's a good fight. Side to Jay Prince. Big up Jay Prince because he's my guy. But nah, bruv. I'm just keeping this thing 100. You put Tyson Fury in with lesser opponents and he goes to their level. You put someone in him where he's got fire in the belly, you get a better Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury had fire in his belly for Deontay Wilder the first fight where he beat Wilder. You don't want to accept it that he beat him, but he did beat him. And this fight here.
Why are you talking about old news? Why you don't want to talk about AJ versus Fury? You trying to wait on that prediction, but you want to talk about old fights from 2 years ago.
No. But that's the thing. To you, that's old fights.
Yeah, two weeks. 2 weeks we get in the venue and the date, right?
That's old fights.
Right. Allegedly so. And when you get that, then you hear my opinion. You're gonna hear my opinion before then.
Wait.
Come on, man. You the master of knowledge. You can give predictions on fantasy fights. You don't gotta wait for a fight to be official. Like, you could tell me right now who's gonna win between Cotto and Marquez. I'm picking Cotto, but I think Marquez will win. I think Marquez is tougher. I think Cotto's a little softer. He takes knees. He's got damaged tissue in the face. You know, he's quit before. You know what I'm saying? He walks out the ring frustrated when it doesn't go his way. I think Marquez might be a little tougher.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Right, but I'm not really interested in them two old men fighting.
What? Yeah. You don't like that fight for real? I thought that was like
I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested in it.
Wow, I thought that was like a good little fantasy fight.
It's exhibitions, right?
Nah, it's the excellent fantasy fight. Marquez is one tough son of a gun as well. With massive cojones.
Yo, so does MTK have anything to do with the Fury AJ site and venue? Because, man, every week is like, we announcing it this week. Like, is it going to be announced?
Listen,
is it real?
As soon as you hear MTK Global say something, that's definitely going to happen.
So
you ain't heard MTK. You ain't heard MTK Global say nothing.
So you saying Eddie just like keeping us entertained?
No, what I'm saying is this. I'm saying, when you hear MTK Global say something, then you can rub a stamp on that because they don't take back their word.
So you saying what Eddie say we can't rub a stamp on it right now?
Have you not heard what John Fury just said?
John Fury seems to feel like because the contract is signed don't mean nothing. You know, he said that his son is gonna fight twice this year.
All right. So, you know. And now Eddie Hearn saying like, the fight should happen in Wembley. Is he trying to buy time? I don't know. But what I'm saying is this.
So you think he's trying to buy time? Wait, you think he's trying to buy time? It feels that way to you?
I'm not saying that.
It feels that way to me. It feels that way to me because every week he's saying I'm going to announce. But do you feel he's buying time though? You ain't got to speak for him. What do you feel?
Yeah. Do I feel that? Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
Me too.
By the time.
Me too. Only because every week he's saying, I gotta announce it this week. We'll announce it this week. So it feels like, wait, are you gonna announce it or are you just stringing us on?
Or not only that, but when you're in the position of Eddie Hearn, you're under immense pressure in quite a few areas. You're in immense pressure. You want to hype up things. You want to, you still want to be this soul person. You still want to have these souls pitches and everything else. So then it becomes increasingly difficult for you. It's not easy job what he's doing. That's what I'm saying. It's not easy.
Let me ask you, how much of what John Fury says can we, believe? Like, will his son listen to the father? Like, if the father says, man, this is bullshit, they stringing you along, go get a tune-up, is Tyson going to go get those tune-ups and move on? Or will he, how much of a role does John play in your opinion?
He's got a massive role. It was John Fury that said to get rid of Ben Davison, right?
Wow.
And we saw what happened, right?
Yep.
Right. Of course, it's his dad. And John Fury is a serious man.
Now,
so his dad plays a major role.
Now, obviously, with your affiliation, I know you're on the foundation end, but I'm hoping that, you know, messages end up on your side. Does Fury's contract indicate that Top Rank has to give him 2 fights this year? Like, has to?
I don't know.
Okay.
So if I turn around and said that, I'll be lying.
No. Listen, I'm happy with that answer. Just trying to figure it out. I know John says, like, Fury, he wants his son to fight twice. So I'm just trying to figure out, is he are they contracted to give him 2 this year?
Like I said, on that, I don't know. I could easily find out. I could send a message right now. I'll find out to you. But
do you think we see Fury in the ring this year? I mean, it's already April, man.
Yeah, but April ain't that far in. I hope that the fight does happen.
But that's what, 14 months, ain't it, Spence? That's 14 months out the ring for the big man.
Yeah, but you know what? The guy's taking longer out there. I fought 2 guys that you wouldn't even hire for sparring and came in and beat Deontay Wilder.
But that's the thing.
And then Robert Stamp the beating in the second fight. But sorry, you're American, right? He cheated, right?
No, but that's the thing. He had 2 tune-ups, though. You don't want him to have a tune-up before going into AJ, or you think it's good 14, 16, 18 months out the ring by the time they announce and they get in the ring? Like, isn't that too much time out?
I prefer if you did have a tune-up, but the thing about it is with tune-ups is this. Tune-ups can be fuck-ups, my friend, because you can have a tune-up and anything can happen. So
it could turn out with a cut.
Already signed, it's been out there. They signed, just waiting for the date and venue. So let the date and venue become apparent, then go fight. Because I don't think Tyson Fury needs a tune-up. Because the way that man knows boxing, he don't need no tune-up. Talking about tune-ups, the Sugar Ray Leonard, was the anniversary from 1987. Today is the anniversary of the great Sugar Ray Leonard defeating on split decision Marvin Hagler in Vegas at 1987, April 6th. That's today. Did he need a tune-up? He didn't. His tune-ups were that he got guys like Simon Brown where he would box with those guys. Those guys would wear head guards, but to get him in tune, he would take it like it was a fight. And he did 10 rounds with a couple of them. I think who was the other guy? Vernon Phillips was the other guy. Simon Brown, he did it with the former undisputed middleweight champion of the world or junior middleweight champion of the world, former IBF welterweight champ. So that's what Ray Leonard did. And I think Tyson Fury will take, because he's a historian as well, he'll take from that, maybe have behind closed door kind of things to prepare him for AJ.
Spence, do you think Fury, or do you already know if Fury is not going to use Sugar Hill? Because obviously Jorge Capotillo posted something on Instagram that's gone viral, him saying that Fury and him got off the phone and, you know, camp starting soon. Do you think Sugar Hill's still going to be involved as well as Javier Capotillo? Or?
You know, Capotillo's been in the game a long while, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right. So it is what it is. If he continues working with Sugar Hill, or still has him in there, I think he'll still have him in there. I don't know. But in a fight like this, you've got to draw with greater experience as well. And there's no disrespect to Sugar Hill because he's been around a long while. I remember going up against Sugar Hill in 2007. Well, my fight that I had against his fighter, my fighter won, but don't need to talk about that now, right? For contenders, England versus USA versus UK. And Sugar Ray Leonard had the American team, and Barry McGuigan had the UK team. So I don't know. Maybe that's got something to do. I don't know. I really don't know. But Major, I don't care who's in the corner, because with Tyson Fury's knowledge of what he knows or how he knows the game, he don't really need no one in his corner. I'm being real. I'm being real.
Nah, his boxing IQ is...
Tyson Fury knows boxing. His IQ is genius level on this game. How he reads fights, how he looks at fights. I've had many a conversation with him. the guy really reads fights.
Spence, man, if I'm not mistaken, real quick, real quick. If I'm not mistaken, the two locations I think we're down to is Qatar and Dubai. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's not necessarily
Ahmed Siddiqui. Sorry, bro. Ahmed Siddiqui said that he wants to put that fight on. He wants to stage that fight.
And he's from Dubai, right?
He's from Dubai. He's the guy that put on the show on the weekend. And he said that he wants to fight there. So hopefully we'll see what's going to happen.
Does that automatically mean that UK is definitely not in the run as a venue still?
Bro, I brought this out earlier to people. The sport is called prize fighting for a reason. What is the prize? The prize is not the glory. The prize is not the belts that you can put round. The prize ain't none of those kind of things. The prize is financial. That's the prize. You know what I mean? That's why we say, what's the fight purse? I don't know. What do you call? Do they call purses in America like your Mrs. What's a new Louis Vuitton? They call it purses in America as well. A Louis Vuitton purse or they want a Gucci purse. They call purses, right?
Purses.
Okay. I don't know. That's what, right. So the purse is notifying that of a female thing, not a masculine thing. The purse is a female thing, but originally it was a masculine thing because the purse was the booty, right? Meaning the female.
The money.
And booty is spoils of war. So therefore, the money that's put up.
That's right.
Fight is fight for money. Let's be real. Right? Yes. Right. That is the main 1,000,000%. That is the main factor. And a fight of this magnitude, they're saying the difference is this: we can have the fight in UK. Have the fight in UK. It's going to help the UK economy. Blah 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 blah. All the rest of it. They're talking about now. They're bringing out this COVID passports.
Yeah.
Right. So you're proving that you're either going to have to in order to get the passport, you have to have a negative test result. So you're going to have to do your test every week, or you get the vaccination and you have to have your COVID passport. So if you have a COVID passport, then they can have it in an arena, right? But what I'm saying is, okay, then they have it at Wembley. They get 92,000 people there, right? It's a lot of people. But 92,000 people will not be more than the eyeballs around the world that we watching this fight. Because that fight so they can have the fight anywhere. They could have the fight in my garden at my house, right? And we set up some cameras right now, do a live stream, and we're going to get one of the biggest pay-per-view fights of all time globally. So therefore, if that is the case, the emphasis shouldn't be, it's got to be in the UK, because you are both of them, world heavyweight champion. Being world heavyweight champion, I'm sure we got 192 countries in the world, so therefore it could go anywhere. That fight could go anywhere. And if it's going to go to Dubai or Qatar, that they're the front runners, then let it go to Dubai or Qatar. Let it go there so they could get financially rewarded for the fight, which I think is a good thing because you're a prize fighter.
Mr. Fearon, I wanted to ask you.
But what about the fact that AJ is saying like he don't care about the money? If they got Wembley open, he'd rather do it there. And the Eddie's out here quoting him saying, AJ said if Wembley's open, he's all in.
Yeah, Andy Joshua would say that. You know why? Because Andy Joshua's got a mad fan base. And he knows that he could draw for the energy of the fans. You know, you got that, go Anthony Josh crazy when Anthony Josh was out there fighting. But we're living in a different world now because a lot of the UK kind of turn on Anthony Joshua right now, right? A lot of the UK is turning on the guy. Wrongly turning on him, but they're turning on the guy.
Turning on him? Elaborate.
Yeah.
We not from the UK, man. You got to tell us why would they turn on him?
What happened was Anthony Joshua quite rightly went on a Black Lives Matter demonstration and he spoke at the demonstration, right?
Uh-huh.
But as he spoke at the demonstration, he was reading from a script and he quoted something like, somebody asked the question, he's reading the question, and then he answered it. And it was like, black people should be supporting black businesses. To which he said that's right. Black people should be supporting black, just like Asian people should be supporting Asian people, blah. But they took that little heading and they twisted it because a lot of Anthony Joshua's fans are actually not really boxing fans. They're like soccer fans and stuff like that. They enjoy sport. So they've got behind this guy But then it kind of turned, oh, he's trying to be like Malcolm X now, or what? No, he wasn't. He was just reading that freaking, like, Anthony Joshua is one of the most cosmopolitan and multicultural champions ever to come out of the UK, because he's endeared by Black Britain, he's endeared by Caucasian European Britain. He's that guy, right? And he's not really in the mix of this black-white stuff, but he said, right, I'm going to pledge my support to this. What I've noticed is this: when you're a sports person, you go out, if you're a person of color, and you vaguely say anything remotely against the system, then all of a sudden you must hate other people's culture because you love your own. That's crazy, man. That's redundantly stupid, because Anthony Joshua is one of the coolest guys, and like I said, very multicultural. So they kind of switched on him. And then Tyson Fury kind of egged it on his way. He said, oh, could you imagine if I said that? And the Tyson Fury knows that he's dead. But what Tyson Fury needs to remember, we go back 5 years ago, he was vehemently hated in the UK. Really? Right? He was hated after he beat Klitschko, and he got set up by a reporter who twisted his statements to try and make Tyson Fury out to be some homophobic person, right? He was hated in the UK. Tyson Fury was up for nomination for the BBC Sports Personality of the Year, and the complaints that the BBC got to say like he shouldn't be there, he's homophobic, blah 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 blah. No, the guy just said something about his religion, and they twisted it, and he got set up. He got twisted. They twisted what he said. So before, as Scripture says, before you take the mud that's in my eyes, take the beam that's in your own. So Tyson Fury should know better, and that's the truth.
Can I ask my question now?
God.
Cool. Okolie, the 258, has just received another world champion. What's your take on Okolie stepping into this rank now and looking to unify the cruiserweight division, Mr. Fearon?
And he will unify the cruiserweight division. I got no doubt in my mind. Lawrence Okolie punches like a mother. I'm just keeping it 100. And he's learning now. I speak to Okolie regularly. When I mean regularly. There's not a week that I don't go by and speak to that kid. He's learning now how to set up his shots and to be patient. So he used to before, he used to look a little bit herky-jerky, like his equilibrium was all messed up. Now he's learning to sharpshoot and be patient. And his knockout the other day was vicious, man. Let's be real. And it's mad. You go on BoxRec and I seen Lawrence Okolie like number 3 in the rankings. So they got Makabu ahead of him. If Lawrence Okolie hits you, you're gone. I don't care who you are.
Good night.
You're gone.
Good night.
And he's only had 16 fights. He's only going to improve. He's only going to improve. And I could also see him moving up to heavyweight and being a problem there as well. But punching power like that, I'm telling you, serious punching power. And he's just coming to boxing the other day. Now look at this, man. The guy's gone from flipping burgers to flipping world titles and a lot of money as well. In the space of 5 years. 5 years ago, he was working at Mickey D's.
Yeah. We interviewed him on here, I think, and he told us a story. That was my next question. Do you think you see him in the heavyweight division?
Definitely.
You're a big dude, man.
Yeah, he's 6'5", man. I didn't even know he was that tall, but
he's 6'5". He's a real dude.
I wanted to ask you the likelihood of Saudi Arabia being one of the sites for Tyson Fury. Would that be back in what is it, Diarrhea? I don't want to mispronounce the name.
Yeah, could be. Like I'm saying, it's in the Middle East where it's more about bragging rights for these guys. That's what it's about. It's about we got the fight. Look, right? But I think Saudi got burnt a little bit because they must have thought they was gonna get a lot of numbers for the Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz fight, right? Which they got numbers, but they never got numbers that they expected. What their projected numbers were not numbers that they got. They got burnt. But if they hosted this fight, the whole world, the eyeballs of the whole world will be on this one.
Okay, and I guess you wouldn't have any idea of like what that number they like, what the breakout, the even number would have been like.
No, I don't. But I know that it weren't the numbers that they.
It's kind of crazy because what they putting up the site fee, they're putting up a lot of money. I want to know like what is that scale to know when they, what I'm saying, they're gonna hit that number to do it again, because we've seen that Dubai's looking to do it again with another big fight. So clearly it seemed like they hit their mark that they were looking to hit with the fight with Frampton and Fearon.
Yeah, they did hit their mark. It's not only that. It was like there's a couple guys who put the money up for that fight, and what it did, it brought a spotlight, but in Dubai it was very strict there. What I mean, very strict. You had like government officials walking around. They must have had about 200 seats around the arena, the smaller arena. But the fight itself was great. The atmosphere was more chilled out. Like I saw on Keyshawn Davis's interview with you guys, where he say like it weren't no loud noise or anything else like that. And also the work that I did was going live in the auditorium as well as going on to ESPN. So when I'm talking, everybody can hear me, and you'd think like, and it was really quiet and solemn. And that's what happens when you're fighting and there's no crowd. You have to be a different kind of fighter to fight when there's no crowd.
I love it. Different type of animal. I got a quick question I wanted to ask you, Mr. Fearon. Just to switch it up real quick, guys. I don't know if you don't mind. Let me get these two questions off. When you were a fighter, right? When you were in your fighting days, what was your pre-fight meal, and what was your post-fight guilty pleasure? Like, I got to have it when I get out the ring.
I'm married now, so I can't tell you what my guilty pleasure was afterwards. But and like before fighting, like the pre-fight meal, there was nothing. As long as I made weight, usually like pasta or bolognese or things like that. Like after you weighed in, it was like the major thing. Are you weighed in? You made weight, and then you say, okay, we're just gonna go and eat. I'll never eat anything heavy. But when I think about it, it was like when I was fighting. Now we're going back. We're going back a little while now. When I was fighting, that's like 23 years ago when I turned pro. So there was no, it's not like today, everyone's got, I've got to eat this amount of carbs and I got to do da and blah. Nah, bro, it's foolishness, bro. You eat what you want to eat. So I think the sports evolved when it comes to nutrition. Right? Yeah, it's evolved scientifically. But I don't mean because it evolved scientifically that they're better fighters. They're not better fighters. They just believe that they're healthier fighters, but they're not better fighters.
The fighters of old had more grit. I mean, that's my opinion too.
Yeah, you know what? I'll agree with you. But the thing about it is this: is like they had more grit because they had to go and do things. These were working men. Like, forget about the time when I was fighting. Right? Forget about the time when I was fighting because I now, like looking back, I know I was a gym fighter. I don't care who you were, bring me in the gym, I'll beat the living daylights out of you. When it comes to the fights, I couldn't perform. Reason why? Because I was a guy that I was always the plug. So I'm the connect to do loads of shit. Certain things that we can't talk down on this show, but I was the plug on loads of stuff, right? So you know what I mean? You want to go buy a new house, you come to Spence. You wanna get a new car, you come to Spence. You know what I mean?
That's right,
so,
sucker. Yeah.
Right, so I was that guy. You know what I mean? In retrospect, now when I look back now, I said like, boy, you know what I mean? I could have done things a whole lot better and maybe got further, but I'm glad that I didn't because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't be living the life that I'm living now. I'm telling you this now. I've seen guys who accomplish far more things than me in boxing, and they're driving around now forgetting where they're going because their memory's gone. You know what I mean? Guys who accomplish way more than I did when I was fighting, and now they're junkies and crackheads. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. It's a reality.
Even more so, it's got to be something like the Boxing Voice, the big bad Boxing Voice, one of the realest podcasts out there. Always holler me to give them hookups to shit and stuff. So I must be doing something right. So now there was no pre-fight meal. I'd eat anything those days. As long as I made weight, I'd go and eat anything afterwards. And like I said, the guilty pleasure after I done fighting, I can't say now because I'm happily married.
I love it. And what were you listening to? Pre-fight music, pre-fight, like not your ring walk music, but when you're in the locker room warming up, getting taped up, getting ready to go there. What was bumping in the locker room?
You know what? When was it? Was it 2000? 2000. Ricky Hatton. We shared the change room, me and Ricky Hatton. And Ricky Hatton. This at Wembley. This is for Omar Shaker challenging Joe Kawasaki for the World Super Middleweight WBO title. In Wembley, I was on the undercard of that with Ricky Hatton, and we shared the change room. Ricky Hatton was playing Destiny's Child constantly. Can you play my bills, right? And like, yeah, like Ricky Hatton's good.
That's what's up, man. Nah, it's like
I'm there. I'm like, Virgin, what you know about this music? So I listen to Love KRS-One. Then it was like a lot of Nas as well. Still Mac just came. Yes, I was listening to a lot of Nas.
Still Matic.
Yeah.
Get back to the classics.
I was listening to a lot of that. In the changing room. What else would I be listening to? I like, well, you know what I mean? I'm dancehall, proper dancehall in Jamaican. So a lot of K-pop and Beanie Man. Yeah. Those kind of tunes would get me hyped. But then I listen to a lot of gospel as well. It's kind of crazy because I'm Muslim, but I like listening to a lot of gospel music. Gives me a connect with my dad, you know. So they're different tunes. My walkout tune was "Sun Is Shining" by Bob Marley. The slow with the bass when that come out, that was my tune. So yeah,
love it. Go ahead, Ness.
Nah, man. I just want to know about those viewership numbers for Channel 5, man. You guys, obviously, it was a late deal that got struck, but how well did it do on Channel 5? Isn't Channel 5 in the UK kind of like terrestrial television here in the US?
Yeah, it is terrestrial, so they would have got numbers. That would have done numbers. That would have like viewership. That would have done over 1 million. Easily. I reckon that could have peaked at the time when that went out as well, because that went out at 10 o'clock UK time. That's when guys are coming in from the pubs, or they ain't got nowhere to go right now because of lockdown. So I reckon, I'm just saying off the bat, I reckon that would have got about 2.5 mil viewers.
Wow.
Yeah, it'd have been big numbers.
Yeah.
Even more than that, because in Ireland's got a population of 3 million, right? And Carl Frampton's big business out there, so maybe a bit more, but I reckon around about that. I'll find out for you. It won't gonna take me long to find out. I'll find out for you, and when I find out, I'll let you know. It would have got numbers though, trust me.
Beautiful.
And Mr. Fearon, real quick, Demetrius Andrade versus Liam Williams. Give us your take on that fight.
Liam's
right
actually.
Let me tell you this now.
Liam's out here.
Demetrius Andrade.
Liam's out here.
Yeah, Liam's in the States.
Yeah, he's in Florida already. He's in the Hard Rock.
Yeah, man. Demetrius Andrade is meant to comprehensively outpoint Liam Williams, right? But he can't just have an outpointing victory box of 12 rounds. No one don't know what Andrade is. You know what I mean? Tell Andrade needs to hook me up and I'll take him to London and build up his name or shit. Because no one don't know who he is. Nobody doesn't care. He's a very, very good fighter though. Don't get twisted. He's a very, very good fighter. But he needs
do you
to
think people have been dodging him?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you got to think about it. He is maximum risk with minimum reward. And some of it is his own fault. Because like he'll box and he's like, okay, well, I just got to pop out my southpaw jab because I'm winning this fight anyway and just be cool there. But what I do know is that Liam Williams is a nutcase. He'll come to fight him, right? Rough him up, headbutt him, elbow him, punch him low. He's going to do whatever he has to try and do to win. Because the guy is a nut job in the nicest way. I'm not saying like he's crazy, but he's crazy. So he's going to go out to try and fight. But like I'm saying, Andre needs to get a win so we can say, yeah, we want to see him in with a Canelo. We want to see him in with a Billy Joe. we want to see him in with a Golovkin. He ain't had none of those wins right now. He ain't done none of those kind of things. And I remember seeing him spar with Sean Porter back in the day when Sean Porter was just getting ready to challenge for the IBF welterweight title against Devin Alexander. So I see him spar. He's a good fighter, man. Very good fighter. But he just needs something to snap for him to fight a bit more. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean, to put some sizzle with that steak, and I keep on saying, it's like he's going to have to do something. Because he's there, he's getting paid well, he's on his own, but he needs to go do something, bro. Because it's like the fight insiders, like you guys, you're going to know who he is. You take outside it, no one don't know who he is, bro. Nobody. He's a two-weight world champion. No one doesn't know who he is, and no one don't know who he is, and nobody doesn't care who he is neither. And that's the worst thing. So he's got to make people start caring. And how he's got to make people start caring is by putting in those dominant performances. He's got to put in a dominant performance where we're going to say like, wow, did you see that? Or give us some highlight reel knockout. Or give us a comprehensive beatdown on someone and think, yeah, this guy is shit. He's the shit. He's got to go do something because they ain't done it so far. What do you guys think?
I think the stigma still sticks with him, even if he takes out Liam, man. They're still going to try to avoid him. I don't see nobody really trying to give a guy a shot. Charlo, Canelo, or I mean, he has a belt, and that's what gives him the position. But I think it's gonna be the same thing, man. He's just a complicated guy to fight. The style that he presents is complicated, and you're right. Sometimes he breezes by with just popping the jab and kind of he toys with his food, so to speak.
Yeah,
you know,
and he needs to get out. He needs to get out of that situation. He needs to start stamping authority on guys in a way that people be drawn to watch him because he ain't drawing shit. Right now, I'm just being real. I don't knock him. I think he's an excellent fighter. Right? Excellent. For me, because those kind of things.
But Billy Joe tested positive, man. He would have got his fight if Billy Joe would have just fought him. He even offered to move up. He even offered to move up to 168 to fight him again after he tested positive.
Listen, how much is Billy Joe gonna get to fight Canelo?
See, so it's about money. It's not about who's really the best to you anymore.
No, I'm asking you a question. How much is Billy Joe gonna get to fight?
I don't know. Less than Kovalev.
How much did Kovalev get?
14 million.
Right. Well, Billy Joe's gonna get paid though. Billy Joe's gonna most probably walk out with about 8 or 9. That's a lot of money, right?
So he's selling his own.
No, he's not because I'm telling you that.
Because you obviously
Billy, listen to me.
He used Andrade's name to get that fight with Canelo. He used Andrade's name. He used Andrade's name to get the fight with Canelo. He said, I'm not waiting on Canelo. I'll fight Andrade. And it was all smoke and mirrors, man.
It wasn't smoke and mirrors. He was going to fight him, but Billy Joe has to understand what he does understand. And the people behind him who advise him say this is a business, bruv. End of the day, why do we need this boring ass guy? You're going to get... you may get $8,000 for it.
Why don't you
put you nowhere?
Why you not making it a thing to sign more guys like Jamel Herring? Like Andre could use your help. You calling him boring when people think he's the most talented in the division. He's been being avoided for 2-3 divisions. Like help him out. Sign him to MTK and get him popular, man.
No, but he signed to Eddie, right?
All right, and you can sign him too.
No. He signed to Eddie, so let him do his thing, bruv. He's doing his thing.
Eddie got him 5 fights, and the first one I could pronounce is Liam Williams.
Okay, I'll rest my case.
But I'm not resting mine. I'm saying, why aren't you helping him and helping more people like Jamel Herring? That's not my job to me to help him.
No comment.
What?
No, that's not my job to help him.
Why not? I mean, you signing everybody else. You guys signed, Josh Taylor. You got a guy here in America signing. Havoc and Dre are signing. Like, what's wrong with Andre?
What's wrong with it?
I'm asking you, why can't he get a good deal that'll help him gain some popularity?
But you don't listen to me. He signed to Eddie Hearn. and Matchroom. So Matchroom are doing what they're doing with him.
But Eddie Hearn is a promoter. MTK Global is a management and advisory company. You guys can advise them on how to be more popular.
Well, if that was the case, he should have reached out. He hasn't reached out. He's happy where he is.
But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes people need to receive a phone call.
Listen, he ain't reached out. If he should have reached out, he hasn't reached out.
I'm just saying. I seen you guys make Heron.
If he did reach out to MTK Global, he'd earn more money and he'd get into bigger fights. But he hasn't reached out, so that's it. I'm
just saying, Heron got the fight with Frampton. They both MTK. It seems easy when they both MTK. Maybe if you help Andrade.
Of course. But that's not my job, bruv. I run the foundation. That's not my job.
I know, but you can get that percentage. Let's get you that percentage, man. Let's make you that finder's fee, man. Bring it Andre home, man.
I'm good, bruv. You see I'm living, I'm good.
I know, but Andrade ain't good. That's who we talking about.
That's not my job, though.
But don't you want to see all young, black, successful men out there rather than one dude just shelf?
Because
he's shelf for the rest of his life.
I want to see everybody successful.
Poor guy.
Because they're black.
Poor guy out here. He's shelved out here, man. He's shelved. He's one of the best talents. Do you want to be talking about him on your podcast 20 years later? Like Andrade was one of the best talents, but he just was never popular enough. Come on, man. Help a brother out, man.
No, bro. No, that's not my job, bro. That's not my job.
Man.
I mean, I wish him all the best, but he signed to Eddie Hearn. So you get that part. He signed to Eddie Hearn.
Bruh. So is Billy Joe. So is Billy Joe. Why you can work with Billy Joe, but you can't work with Andre?
Billy Joe's been with MTK Global from the get-go. I want people to realize that part.
All right. So he knew
last week.
He knew the wave, and Andre trying to jump on the wave.
Well, no. Billy Joe didn't know the wave. Billy Joe understood that he had personal relationships with certain guys in there. You've seen how profoundly he speaks about Daniel Kinahan and those kind of guys, who the former founder of MTK Global, who's now an advisor. So Billy Joe knows those guys personally. And
Andre want to know them, man.
All up. And the funny thing is this. In order to get signed with MTK Global as the entity that they are, they have to like you first.
Bro, they gonna like Andre's talent, man.
That's
undeniable.
I'm not talking about your fighters. They have to like you as an individual.
Oh, so you saying he's not likable? Because he's funny as hell. Did you see his interview with Brian Custer? No, I'm not trying. Come on, I wouldn't do that, bro. Come on, man.
Right. No.
Have you seen the interview with Brian Custer? Have you seen the interview, though?
He ain't. Hold up. He has not reached out. So no one ain't gonna come to you. They're gonna think, well, you're good. You're with your guy. You're signed with Matchroom and stuff. You're good.
Have you seen the interview, though?
It'd be wrong for someone to say, like we're trying to interrupt your shit, because obviously, when you have that allure and that attraction, you don't have to go to people. They're gonna come to you. Obviously, he ain't got that allure right now. Hence why he's got the allure to guys like you, because you guys, you're living off of the boxing voice. This is your meat and gravy, right?
Yeah.
Nah, right, exactly. So therefore, you're gonna mention guys like him, but you're mentioning guys like you because you're talking boxing every single day.
Absolutely.
I'm talking boxing every single day, but then you also got to look at the guys who don't talk boxing every single day, but they like boxing, and nobody's not interested in Andrade. I'm just being real.
So you saying?
Right? I saw his interview with Brian Custer.
There you go.
What? Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah,
personality is
I saw him when he was on his own. for the Canelo fight. With the Canelo fight, right? I'm just saying, like, he needs a stylist or something. He needs someone to up his game.
What?
And I'm not disrespecting because I think he's a great fight.
All right.
So you don't like the little hat?
I'm being real.
You don't like the little hat? The hat he had on in the Brian Custer interview?
No. Hear me, I tell you, no blood clot American can tell me how to dress. Remember that part.
He's not American.
No can tell me how to dress.
He's not American. He's Cape Verdean, man. He Caribbean, man. He Caribbean.
You don't listen to me. Listen to what is what? Where's he from?
Cape Verdean.
From Capo Verde.
What was that got to do with anything?
I'm saying you said no American. He ain't American, man. He got that Caribbean swag.
Where was he born? Where was he born? Where was he born?
From Capoeira or whatever. Tell him, Doomy.
That's I don't know if he was born in Capo Verde, but I know definitely
his parents is Cape Verdean, man. Mother and father, man.
Small island, we call them.
Small island.
Small island.
Exactly. Small island, man. He need help, man. He need help.
Yo, Spencer, you ain't shit for that. Spencer, you ain't shit for that.
I'm gonna holler him. Don't worry.
Listen. Let me ask you another question. Do you want to see Andrade versus Jamal Charlo?
Yes.
Well, he needs your help. Eddie only offering Jamal $7 million to leave a network. Like, he needs you. Get this man a unification, man. You can do it, man. You know the right people, man. You can do it.
All right, you know what? I'll see what I can do, yeah?
Let's go. Now we talking, man. Because listen.
I'm wishing on a star.
I mean, Billy gonna have to see him. He is talking very slick about Dominic Ingle. He called Dominic Ingle the drug king.
Who said that?
Andrade, man. He said Galahad pop, Billy pop, and so did Kelbrook. Pop.
Well, you know what? Did you hear what Tony Bellew said? Matter of fact, let me just pick up Tony. Also, let me just pick up Tony Bellew. Yeah, man, you saw the deal that he just signed with OnlyFans.
Yeah, what does that mean? What kind of deal is that? What, they paying him to make content? Like, explain
yeah,
what.
Man, big up him.
Hold on, give me your flowers. Mr. Fearon orchestrated that deal. I gotta let the people know. Now go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, but what does that mean for him, though? Does
I don't know what it means for him, but I know what it means for me is that I got paid.
Stupendous.
That's all that matters.
I hear you.
Let's go, champ. You feel me?
OnlyFans or fans only. What if OnlyFans, fans only? I can't remember.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, OnlyFans are trying to clean up their image a little bit, where they're trying to get.
They don't want it to be pornographic.
Because
when you think of OnlyFans, like when you tell me. But when you say OnlyFans, that's all I think about. Is like, oh, there's about a girl about to strip.
But I think they're looking at the fact of who would have super fans, who creates traction a lot on social media, and they can use that platform to earn off of it. They've got loads of other guys. I think Steph London, the rapper, she's got a deal with him as well. I also
I didn't
orchestrate that. And also, you got DJ DJ Khaled's on it as well. So they've got people. So they're definitely going into sports. They've reached out to me to get a couple more people. So it's all good, and I'm gonna get that. You're gonna hear a couple big name fighters sign up to this, and we're gonna see, because Tony Bellew's popping already, and they were very impressed with the numbers that he's brought over, and we're gonna continue doing that, man. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And yes, I did orchestrate that deal. I'm glad that you saw that, my Bridget.
You don't know anything, though. Big up yourself.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for TBV and OnlyFans, man. Orchestrated by Spencer Fearon. Let's go, champ. You feel me?
Yeah. It's coming, but I charge a lot though. I charge you 35%, bro.
Yo, I stand corrected. Yo, see, now you really gotta back him. Andrade is not from the Caribbean. Cape Verde.
It's an African island.
It's in Africa, man. So come on, man. Let's go, champ.
African island, because Cape Verde is an African island. I meant to back him.
What? Hey, stop playing, Spence, man. Stop playing, man.
Asking question.
Hey, what did AJ stand up and say? What did Anthony Joshua tell us? Support black businesses. Andrade is a black business. Andrade is a black business. Andrade is a black business. He's a franchise fighter. He's a black business. We can make an LLC and put Andrade Promotions, man.
Bro, I'm supporting good people. You're good people. I'm supporting you. I don't know him to say he's good or bad.
Are you not entertained?
You gotta meet him. If you don't know he's good or bad, I mean, look at the personality oozing on that Brian Custard interview, man. You could tell he could be a comedian in another life.
Anyone can lie. Listen to me. Anyone can lie on interviews, or to paint a certain perception. I have to be around you. I mean,
that's true.
Yo, you don't trust Andrade, man? What is it?
I gotta stay around you. Then I can have judgment of you. I can't go by, look at this. You see, because this is this like I'm saying, I'm blessed, bruv. You know what I mean? Things come to me. I don't go to things. Things come to me. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Not everyone is blessed. Not everyone opportunities come to them.
Is he not world middleweight champion? He's blessed, bruv.
But how could you be blessed if simultaneously you call him a champion that never fought nobody, that no one cares about? Like, we need to fix that.
You're saying we. You're kind of like, we need to fix that. That's not my
Because if you heard the interview, Brian Custer said, how do you get these fights that have been escaping you all your career? He said, man, how? The fans got to get behind me, man. And after I heard him ask for help.
You can't be, I'm in the lead and just pop my jab and throw a left hand down the middle and think that's what's going to convert the fans.
So let's take that belt from him. If he ain't good, let's take the belt.
No, because he's good, but he's not appealing. All right. He's got to be appealing. I'm just being real. He's a nice kid and all the rest of it, but you got to be appealing.
Hey, Mr. Fearon, I want to ask you, I wasn't sure if I got on late, if you gave your take on the fight May 8th between Canelo and Billy Joe. Like,
No, I haven't given my take on that fight. And I'm telling you, yes, Canelo's meant to win the fight. Canelo's the best fighter in the world right now. Right?
Pound for pound number one?
He's number one. He is. Look at his resume.
Let's go.
Look at his resume. And I have not seen no fighter be improving like how he's improving. Mm-hmm. No fighter. And you know why? Because Callum Smith ain't no walkover, and he made it a walkover. Callum Smith's real. I'm telling you, I've known Callum from the amateur. Callum's a real cat. He put Callum on the back foot and busted up his arms.
Yeah,
Canelo's the truth, bruv. I'm telling you. He's the truth. So, number one fighter in the world.
In for it, huh?
What did you say, champ?
Billy Joe's in for it.
No. Let me tell you this, yeah? Billy Joe, you're going to see why Billy Joe is Billy Joe. Billy Joe can really fight. He's a traveler. He boxes. He's got skills. He's got better footwork than Michael Jackson, bro. I'm telling you. And if you watch how Canelo fights, Canelo has to set himself to throw his shots. Right? But in saying that, Canelo dealt with the movement of Danny Jacobs relatively easy. And I rate Danny Jacobs. I Danny Jacobs a lot. I've known Danny a long time, man. Danny Jacobs is a beautiful story. Yeah, I mean, I remember being in New York when Danny used to live with his grandma. After the gym, we'd drive around it. So I know Danny Jacobs. And the way he dealt with Danny Jacobs, then I said, shit. Canelo's the truth, bruv. Canelo, seriously, Canelo's the truth. Canelo's the best fighter in the world.
Why you think he gets so much hate, man?
Who, Canelo?
You think it's the Floyd thing? Like when you're on top, not everybody's gonna love you.
Well, I don't understand. In the UK, Canelo's greatly respected in the UK, and I'm an Englishman who happens to come way by Jamaica, who happens to come way from Jamaica, from Africa. So I don't know why Canelo listen, people hate because you're successful. Mm-hmm. People, and the thing about it is this: the guy don't even speak English. You know what I mean? You don't really see him out. But the hate could be, he's not hating in Mexico. I'll tell you that now for nothing. Yeah. 1 in 3 Mexicans watch him fight. A population of 130 million people, and they tune in to go watch you fight. So he must be doing something right. Yep. That's over 40 million people watch you when you fight. Wow. Could be more now because Dazn. Nah, the guy is the real deal, man.
How well you think Andy's pay-per-view's gonna do with those same Mexican stats in mind?
Who's pay-per-view?
Andy, the guy that beat up your best friend.
Who? Andy who?
Andy the Destroyer.
What about him?
What about him? How well you think his pay-per-view does?
With Chris Arreola.
2 Mexicans. You were just talking about how many Mexicans.
I'll tell you the stupid thing. What should have been now? Because Arreola was Al Heyman, right?
Yeah.
That should have been his first defense when he became world heavyweight champion.
Who?
They had
Joshua, Andy Ruiz.
But he had the rematch clause.
Yeah, but he had the rematch clause. He can't do that.
Yeah, I know, but he should have found some way. Al Heyman's a smart guy. They should have found some way to swerve that fight.
You can't swerve that fight, man.
I agree with you, Spence. I agree with you.
Listen, I wanted that, Spence. I wanted that, but you know, legally, look at it, Rockman. It's not possible. People tried it in the past. They get sued.
Yeah.
Well, he should have said right. They're gonna.
By the way, Spence, what's the word on that arbitration mediation, man? What's going on?
What?
Mum's the word on that, huh?
With who?
No announcement on Fury Joshua because of the Wilder arbitration or mediation. What's going on with that?
Bro, let me tell you this. Wilder's picking it because what you hear Wilder come out and talk shit about Dillian White. That Dillian White needs to fight someone. Let's look at Dillian White's career compared to Deontay Wilder's career.
Well, I just want to know about. Do you know anything about that mediation arbitration? Like, is it done? What's going to be the outcome? Are they paying? Is Fury going to have to pay Wilder? Like, what's going on?
He most probably will have to pay him.
Oh, okay. So, but it won't be a step aside. It'll be more like a lawsuit payment. You're talking about like what is it going to be? A suit for damages?
It will be step aside. Like I'm saying, let's just be real. What fight are people more interested in seeing? Deontay Wilder versus Fury or Anthony versus Fury?
Depends on what side of the world you're on.
Nah, bro.
But what if Wilder? But what if Wilder keeps that prideness of him and he's like, I'm not taking step aside. He's already said that.
Bro, we'll see in it because Wilder don't know what he's Wilder's calling out Dillian White now, right? Imagine this.
Dillian White don't want that smoke. Dillian White don't want that.
Dillian White was #1 challenger for his belt for nearly 3 years.
You don't believe that?
And now
somebody will die in that ring.
I heard the interview. He called him out, man. And now he's calling out Dillian White now. Why you calling him out now?
You think they're gonna make an offer or what? Could we get an offer?
What, for Dillian White versus Wilder?
Absolutely.
I hope they do make an offer.
Me too.
Let's go. MTK, man. What's up? Eddie
But
Hearn.
no, MTK. You keep on calling it MTK. It's not MTK, bro.
What you mean? Don't his shirt say MTK, Dillian White's?
What? Don't what?
Don't Dillian White's shirt say MTK? I'm about to go to his IG. I thought he was.
Nah. Never ever. Dillian White is Matchroom.
And he promotes himself.
I thought he was Maximum Violence MTK.
He manages himself, sir.
Yeah, know that part there. Big up Dillian White. He's my guy.
You taught him everything he knows, man. That's why he got all the fighters. That's why he got all them fighters, man. He got Fabio. He found Fabio Wardley. He found Too Slick Congo. He found who else he got, man? He even got K what's my man name? K Pope.
K Prosper.
Man, look, man, Dillian out here. Dillian out here. He the next Al Heyman, man. But he got to take this fight with Wilder, though. That's what we want.
Yeah. I want to see that fight too. Yeah, man, I want to see that fight. They calling that
a 1-round fight, man. Dominic Brazil.
Well, who's the WBA regular champion, heavyweight boy from America?
Trevor Bryan. That's who Dillian calling out. Why he ain't calling out Why? Why he calling out that dude never fought on TV before?
Because he's got a belt. That's why.
That ain't no belt, man.
It is the WBA regular.
Nah. AJ's the real, man.
Yeah, I know he's the real, but he's got the WBA regular.
So you trying to unify 2 interim titles? Oh, so you about to celebrate a 2 interim title unification?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey,
yeah, they about to unify the interim. Stop, Spence. No, we don't want no Trevor Bryan. We want Deontay Wilder. Get him off the loss. What up?
Don't forget about his other fighter that he has, man.
Slow. Babbitt, right?
Oh yeah. Babbitt.
Savage, man, yeah.
You're right.
So Dillian White, Richard Riapo, he's seen he's given a lot of fighters opportunities, man. That's big up of it. Cause you don't see that stuff in the game. You don't see a dude that, you know what I'm saying, give these fighters opportunities to get themselves right, man, get their lives right, their family right.
And that's why I love Dillian White. You understand? When I know Dillian since being a little kid, so that's why I love him, because he's giving back to the game. He's helping out these youths who would never have got these kind of opportunities, and they got the opportunity. So we have to big up Dillian White for that.
But that ain't a unification, man. That ain't a unification, though. Like Bryan versus White, that's just a decent fight, but it ain't a unification.
It's a unification, but the guy's got the WBA regular title.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so did Fielding, but people didn't want to give Canelo credit for that.
Listen to me. Hear what I'm telling you. Heavyweight boxing is different, right? If Dillian White gets the opportunity to fight this bright kid, well, I've never seen fight.
Exactly.
Right? Listen to me.
Why would you fight an American that Americans don't know?
Listen to me. It is for the WBA regular championship. The same WBA title that was formed in 1963. I'll educate you guys if you don't know. Which was formed in 1963, right? It's the original authentic belt. The belt that came around before, it came 8 months before the WBC belt. So therefore, if they're fighting for it, and now they've made a super champion, and that's what is recognized by Anthony Joshua. But the regular crown is still authentically and historically a heavyweight championship.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault that the guy in America who holds the crown, who's unbeaten, that you guys in America don't give a shit about him. I'm saying I don't business. If Dillian White was to fight him for that crown, it's still for a world heavyweight championship and gives more bargaining power to the man from Brixton who is the body snatcher. So that's what I'm interested in. Go get that, listen, and then after that, go fight what's his name? The bronze bullshit. Oh, sorry, the bronze bomber. Go fight the bronze bomber afterwards for a world heavyweight fight. It will be for a world championship.
Somebody will die in that ring.
Look at the resume of Dillian White and go back on the guys who he's beaten, right? Povetkin, that's still a serious win. He knocked out Povetkin in a quicker time than anybody. That's a serious win, right? You go look, Jose Parker, that's a serious win. Go look at the guys who Dillian White's been in with back to back. On paper, he's had stronger opposition than Tyson Fury and stronger opposition than Deontay Wilder.
They running from me. They all scared of me.
That's your man's for real. You just jumped off the cliff for him right there. Bruh,
hey, I'm right behind him.
Nah, man, I'm just telling you how it is.
Bruh,
so big up Dillian White.
Fury is literally fighting all the monsters of his generation. He took out the defending 12-year reigning Vlad. Then he defeated the baddest man on the planet, and now he's about to beat the most lucrative heavyweight fighter. When it comes to paydays, like, you guys are tripping right now. But I hear you, man. Listen, all I'm gonna say is this, Spence. What's a bigger fight, though? Is Trevor Babbitt? Who's this? Trevor Berbick? Is Trevor Berbick versus Dillian White bigger than Wilder versus Dillian White?
No, it isn't.
All right, then. So let's not waste our time with that.
When Dillian White was in the position, allegedly, right? Deontay Wilder's admission said, "I don't need that fight because it was too." And like they must have known something. I'm saying to you, they didn't want the fight. They didn't want.
Yeah,
the fight,
they wanted the AJ fight, but AJ was ducking and dodging.
I don't give a shit about the AJ fight. They didn't want that fight. So Dillian was there sitting there saying, "Yeah, I'll fight you." He sat down for over 1,000 days, bro.
1,000 days. He didn't sit down. He
was
out here fighting. He was out here fighting, man.
3 years.
He was out here fighting UCAB, remember?
But now Deontay Wilder ain't got nothing. Now Deontay Wilder's calling out Dillian White. Now he's calling him out.
Wilder ain't called out Dillian White. Wilder ain't called out. Brian Custer asked him a question. You know what I'm saying? He said, politics aside, who would you want to fight? He said, Dillian White, I want to shut him up. That's it. He ain't say, oh, that's who I want. That's
calling him out, isn't it?
He said, politics aside.
Hold up. If a man said to me, Spence.
He a fighter. He want to fight.
Shut that soft ass shit up.
Hold up, my little Spanish speaking friend, right? If a man turned to me, and said to me, I'm not calling him out, but you know what? Ness is a pussy. Ness is a pussy. 3 times, right? You be saying, "Raw, man's kind of calling me out here." Isn't that he called him out? Who do you want to fight? Dillian White. You not calling him out? Are you that
Nah,
stupid?
man. Not until there's an offer.
Not until there's an offer.
Not until there's an offer. It doesn't matter how you slice
Bruh,
Deontay Wilder.
To fight him, that's enough, isn't it?
Deontay Wilder.
You wanted to fight him.
That's not enough.
You weren't saying that before.
That's not
now
enough.
You've got nothing to bring to the table.
That's not
except for
enough.
Your exotic twerking that you do on video. You got nothing to bring to the table. You want to call me?
Spence, that's a lie, because if Dillian White fights Wilder in America, it's a pay-per-view, so he does bring something to the table. If he fights fucking Trevor Berbick, it ain't gonna be pay-per-view. So stop lying. It do matter. You said he brings. No. You said he brings nothing to the table.
Listen, Dillian White does massive numbers in the UK.
UK ain't the mecca of boxing.
Do you know that?
UK ain't the mecca.
He fought for the world title.
UK ain't the mecca of boxing. UK ain't doing the same number of pay-per-views. It's not the same price. It's not the same price. It's not the same back end.
Dillian White is a multi-millionaire, bro.
It ain't the same back end.
UK. You American guys are running to come to the UK now. What are you talking about? UK.
Is it the same back end check? Yes or no? Is it the same back end check? Yes or no? If Dillian fights Wilder on pay-per-view, is his check gonna be bigger?
No, it's not.
Is his check gonna be bigger?
Dillian will earn more money fighting Deontay Wilder than he would against Trevor Berbick.
So that's
I agree.
So we saying the same thing.
I'm saying let's be principled here. I'm dealing with principality.
Trevor Bryant. Stop saying Trevor Berbick, man. It's Trevor Bryant, man.
I'm saying it on purpose because don't nobody know his ass, man.
Right. It don't matter. It don't matter that no one don't know his ass. He's still got a world title.
Oh, but you ain't say that about Andrade. Let's go.
No, I didn't say. You know why I didn't say about Andrade? Because he's not heavyweight. Heavyweight boxing's got its rules of its own. And I'm saying we got to deal with principle. Deontay Wilder did not entertain Dillian White for over 3 years.
That's not true.
Dillian White sitting down waiting like a bitch.
That's not true.
Trying to get into the nightclub because she thinks she got a hookup.
That's not true. He told Dillian White fight Luis Ortiz. WBC mandated Luis Ortiz and Dillian White, and he didn't want to do it.
Who is Deontay Wilder to turn around and tell who man should be fighting?
Didn't the WBC do an eliminator? Didn't the WBC do an eliminator?
You don't want to answer number one.
Francis, ask your brethren that, man. Since he wanna fake like he don't know the news. He wanna fake like he ain't hear Mauricio Sulaiman order Luis Ortiz versus Dillian White. Come on, man, let's go. Stop. You could have had that fight a long time ago.
What'd you say about that, Mr. Fearon?
Next to the idiot.
I'm an idiot. Get him.
Ness suck so much batty that all that comes out his mouth is bullshit.
Listen, Wilder don't even talk to me no more because I don't believe or promote the whole rhetoric. So I don't know. I ain't sucking up to nobody but the truth.
Because you want to be friends with him again.
Truth is, he had to fight.
Most probably clip this piece here and send it to him. Oh, look, Wilder, look, man.
Truth is,
I love your twerking. Look, man.
Nah,
I'm on your side. I'm on your side,
Dylan.
Look, I said to Spencer Fearon.
Hey.
He said, oh, that's Spencer Fearon, motherfucking bitch, man. He's a little bitch. He just repeats everything Eddie Hearn says. Don't know shit. You don't know shit about boxing, man. Imagine the audacity of it.
Look.
Audacity.
I got the audio. Check it out.
No one knows him. Speaks no English.
That's when Mauricio told him, yo, you got to fight Luis Ortiz. You'll get a mandatory shot at Wilder. He said, nah, no one knows him. He speaks no English. But how many dudes
no one knows him.
But how many dudes does Dillian White fight that don't speak English and nobody knows? Because Maurice Vac don't speak English, nobody knows him. Alexander Povetkin is old and don't speak English.
Controversy after the Rivas fight. We all know that. They just threw him on the show. He came in, said, I'll just take this fight. I'm fighting on a big show. Let me just go take that. I'm fighting in Dubai. Not Dubai, sorry, in the Middle East. I'm gonna get a big check. Let me just go out and go do my thing. That's what that was about.
Damn, they postponed the purse bid. What in the hell? Why they postpone Hunter's purse bid, man? Eddie need more time.
Exactly.
What's up with that, man? He holding up these heavyweight fights, man.
Well, you know what? Hunter had his chance. Hunter could have come to MTK Global, right? And he'd be looked after right now. You know what I mean?
Maybe that offer wasn't sweet. Was that offer sweet? Was that offer sweet?
Was the offer sweet? He had the opportunity need to go to MTK and he didn't.
Was it sweet though?
Brother, yeah? I want you to understand this part here. Loyalty is royalty, right? So it was there, and he, I can understand on his side or point of view, but if I'm coming to you, know that I'm not coming to you to try and swindle anybody out of anything, right? And he had an opportunity to go do something, and he never. And because he never, he's gonna be out waiting in the cold for a long while because nobody ain't interested in bidding on that fight. Because he's not a big enough draw. He could have come to MTK Global. They would have built him up.
Build up Andrade.
Doing very well.
Build up Andrade. That's what we asking you to do. The people want MTK to build up Andrade.
Bruv, you're not listening to what I'm saying to you. You know what I mean? You're still not listening to me.
So you're saying Hunter? You saying Hunter's more exciting? You saying Hunter's more exciting than Andrade?
No, I'm saying Hunter's a heavyweight. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's all you got to be. All right, I get it.
No.
Different attention, right?
Well, I'm saying big up Andre because I'm not. You don't must think I'm out here trying to diss the brother. I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying he don't bring much to the table, because he doesn't.
Who you picking? Hunter or Hrgovic?
Hrgovic is very good.
But you know who you picking because you know who you sent an offer to.
No.
You see the potential in Hunter.
Yeah, I do see him. I think Hunter's a very good fighter, man. Very good fighter. I just think he just needs to get his head right.
I hear you.
Very, very good fighter.
All right. Well, Spence, man, those are all our questions, man. We always appreciate you coming on, talking some boxing with us, man. Seriously,
I'm blessed because remember, I'm in a hotel quarantine right now. So I really appreciate I'm also join you guys tomorrow as well. I'm doing quite a few boxing podcasts right throughout. Everyone say, yeah, can you come on, jump on our show. I'll go do that. But more so because the love that I get from Americans, I'm so grateful for, bruv. I'm just keeping this thing 100. The love that I get from you guys, you know what I mean? When I was at the fight the other day, all the American trainers, all the rest of Bomac, all them hollering at me and yeah, it was cool. It was I like.
Imagine how much more love you'll get if you help an American Olympian, 2008 Olympian. They calling him the best Olympian out that crop, coming out of that crop with Gary Russell and Deontay Wilder, Demetrius Andrade. You help that American. Think about all the Americans. They're gonna be happy with you, man.
Nah, man. But America, bro.
Here we go, man. Here we go, man.
But America. But yeah, like I said, we'll see what
Spencer, no Escovitch fish and bun and cheese for the Easter weekend. I know you was in Dubai.
My lad.
Huh?
Bun Easter as well.
Love it.
I'm real, man. Bun Easter, but Easter.
You know, I'm talking about the Jamaican tradition with the bun and cheese and fried fish is what I'm talking about mostly, man. But for the people, I have to say the thing, man.
But you know what? We have to bun that tradition as well. Whose tradition is it? Bun Easter. In the Euro Capitan say. You know what I mean?
Well, I enjoyed my fried fish and bun and cheese. So big up to all the Jamaicans out there that eat them spice.
Right. I'm saying bun the Euro Capitan say. Easter, now buy them bun. So don't buy them bun, rude boy. That's the system. Listen, man. But hey, this is what next thing I want to know.
It's different for me. I eat bun all year round. So it's different for me. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Same with me. I eat bun all year round. No one prescribing to me a certain day that I got to do everything.
Hell no.
Or something. Right? No tradition.
I eat it all the time, man.
Because the tradition is a trick-dition. They just tricking you. But forget all of that. You know what I mean? When Easter come, I ain't buying their bun. Doomsday, stop eating bun, bro. Not good for you. It's gonna bring up your cholesterol.
Yo, no bun.
Yo, I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it.
Yeah. Keep on doing your thing. But no, fun and games aside, man. Massive big up to you guys. You know what I mean? I love coming to your thing. You know what I mean? I love chopping it up with you guys. And yeah. But I'm gonna end on this, man. Look out for that Keyshawn Davis, man. Keyshawn Davis, an incredible talent, man.
Oh, you trying to sign him?
You know
We had him on the show yesterday. We had him on the show yesterday, man.
Don't need to. Bruv. You don't need to. You don't even know what's going on behind the scenes. It's done already. He's with the right people.
Did Spence catch that? Well, probably didn't, right? Because you sent that only to the pre-pro. But what Mike Tyson had to say about the future of promoters.
Oh yeah, he said when Mike Tyson said when he dies, he hopes that the word promoter doesn't even exist and fighters just use fighters and lawyers.
What do you think the promoter, the position of a promoter's future in boxing is right now? You know, being as though that now the fighters, are their own promotional companies. They're doing deals with, companies such as Thriller. You see Teofimo doing this thing.
Trust me, Doomsday is excellent. Reason being is because, promoters aren't really needed, but what promoters should be going into is joint enterprises with the fighters. So the fighters are taking that risk as well, and that's how things should go. But certain fighters are gonna need promoters because certain fighters don't know how to promote, right? But I think once you're big enough, and that's why I like what certain fighters are doing, that they're doing it by themselves. Just let them keep on doing their stuff and building and building and building, and as it builds, then they can do stuff by themselves. Because you got to think you can get rid of promoter, but what will happen is this. The fighter themselves will become a promoter because there'll be other fighters coming along who don't know how to do it. And they're going to become the promoters, just like what Dillian White has done, what Anthony Joshua's done. Right, so there's always going to be a promoter because it's a hookup to a hookup. Even if they're not going under the guise as being a promoter, but there still will be promoters. Because you can't go to a small hall guy who can't even sell 10 tickets.
That's right.
Right? Think that, I'm going to promote myself. This is not going to work.
Mr. Fearon, one final. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, continue.
No, it's about supply and demand, and you have to come with that supply.
The final one to ask you: did you see the new boxing game, the ESBC boxing?
Yeah, I see it.
What's your thought on that, real quick?
I see it. I'm glad that it's here, but I'm a big man. I'm 47 years old. You think I've got time to play games now, bro?
Tell him, Spence.
Yeah, man.
But it's good for the younger generation coming up because they get to, as the older ones are, leaving the sport, the young ones coming in get a game to hold on to it for years. So I'm looking forward to that.
Sorry, say that again, bro.
I said I'm looking forward to the young ones in the sport in the game of boxing to have a game to hold on to like we did with Mike Tyson's Punch Out or whatnot that they can grow with. Hopefully it's not only just this one. There's multiple ones going forward. We understand the older dudes who want to just chill back and do this.
Shit, I'll play some. I haven't played video games.
You already know I'm getting how long. As soon as
but I played Final. What is it? Final Fight or round? The last boxing game that they had. That was pretty good, man. Punch Out. Damn, you took it back on that one, champ.
I mean, that's a classic one everybody knows. Yeah. So I'm happy that this game's coming out. Hopefully it's as good as it's shown to be, and to get some young fans back interested into the game, man. We know we had the basketball, the footy, and all that stuff. It's good to get a boxing game that we can get these.
You know what? That's another way for people to get familiarized with fighters, man. The gaming world is huge.
Oh, that's it, Ness. Go ahead.
That's it, man. Well, Spence, man, thank you once again. Appreciate your time, brother.
All right, guys, thank you. For helping me get through this quarantine. All right, love.
Peace.
Let's go, champ.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Spencer Fearon, MTK Global, foundation representative. He does, what's the name of his podcast? Live at the Fight? No. The Fight's Right?
Yep, The Fight's Right.
The Fight's Right.
The price is right.
No. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.